did you take something that was so easy to get right, that was literally handed to you on a silver platter, and still screw it this bad? How? It boggles my mind. Boggles my mind. Because up to this point, the worst we got was average. But this, no, it's not average. It's not below average. This one is crap. It's just as bad as you've heard, if not even worse. I mean, I don't really know how to put this in a way that no one else has done it already. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Station, your number one station for anything and everything animation, as well as TV and movies as well. Let's rip The Killing Joke to shreds for taking the best, arguably the best Batman comic ever made, and screwing it up to an unbelievably baffling degree. Here's my short review for this one. I didn't do a super long review because this piece of garbage does not deserve it. Hope you enjoy anyway. This one continues to piss me off in so many ways. You have arguably the best Batman comic of all time as your source material. So that's one. You have Kevin Conroy back as Batman. That's two. You have Mark Hamill back as Joker. That's three. You have really good animation that perfectly recaptures the comic's original art style. That's four. You have a hard R rating. That's five. You have genuine excitement and support from the fan base. That's six. And yet, despite all of that, WB and DC completely ruined it by adding an original first half subplot that adds nothing to the narrative. Literally nothing. It is the textbook definition of filler. Creating one of the most disgusting and morally reprehensible moments in animation history, full-grown 30-40-year-old Batman and young, barely legal adult age Batgirl screwing each other on a rooftop. It's just as gross and creepy as it sounds. Just for the sake of padding out the runtime, and go even further by throwing in unnecessary shade at the LGBTQ community for pretty much no discernible reason. Because apparently Barbara Gordon has a gay friend, and this gay friend is nothing more than a stereotype with no character. Yeah, what the hell were they thinking? Seriously, what the hell were they thinking? And the saddest part of all is that the actual Killing Joke part of the movie, aka the second half of this full movie, is a very good adaptation that gave us what we actually wanted. Recreating the comic poses, recreating the images from the comics, recreating the themes of the comic. Heck, even perfectly adapting the ambiguous haunting ending that's still debated to this very day. But because the first half sucks so bad, it permanently stains it. So much so that it becomes the only thing people actually remember from this movie and not the actual adaptation itself. That is inexcusable. Sure, it still has good animation. Sure, it still has solid voice acting. Sure, it's not nearly as atrocious as Injustice. Which, like I said, I'm refusing to review because I want to save my sanity. But ultimately, what does it matter when I never want to watch it again? This movie was hyped to high heaven, and instead of giving us something, a piece of gold that was literally handed to them on a silver platter, they handed us a doggy bag of puke. Of our own puke, from that one freaking scene. I'm done. I literally have nothing else to say. Don't watch this movie. It's just as bad as you've heard, if not even worse. Final verdict for Batman the Killing Joke. This absolute awful, sorry excuse of an adaptation is a 3! out of 10. A 3. It is saved because the second half is actually a good adaptation. If it didn't have that, it would be at a 2 or a 1, down there with Injustice. Yes, it really is that bad. Had the easiest way to succeed, and yet completely botched it. Definitely a skip. Don't watch this movie. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your money. And I feel so bad for everyone that was so hyped about this movie, that showed such support to DC and WB, just to get handed this pile of crap. Inexcusable. Lazy. Lame. Morally reprehensible. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. See you hopefully for something a lot better with Justice League Dark. Screw this movie. Goodbye.
We cannot take